we are starting a brand new series on the channel. Now, this is going to be a mini series and it's going to be dedicated to high school students. Now, the whole application process for US college admissions is a very overwhelming and a stressful process. And I've done it myself. I've seen hundreds and thousands of students do it. The one thing I've learned is that the earlier you begin, the smarter and better the final outcome will be. So if your goal is to get into an Ivy League or a top 50 US college, this entire series is going to be perfect for you. I graduated from Cornell. I've even had the chance to study at Harvard Medical School, so I know exactly what these colleges look for. So in this particular series, I'm going to be breaking down class by class what you should be doing throughout your high school to be best prepared by the time it's your turn to apply to colleges. So with this video, we are officially starting out with Class 9. When you're applying to colleges, you'll be using this platform known as Common App. This is one website where it houses all of your college applications, up to 20 colleges, and they ask you details for the entirety of your high school, which means that it goes all the way back to Class 9. By the time students realize that they have to put activities or test scores from Class 9, it's already too late. They are in Class 12 and they're kind of regretting all of the decisions they made a couple of years ago. So Class 9 is when we officially kickstart, because that is when I want you to start focusing on your academics, profile building activities, extracurricular activities, everything. Because ultimately, a small part of that is going to be shown in your final college application. So the first thing I want to talk about are your academic scores. In Class 9, your priority and focus needs to be on getting a good grade. I don't want to hear these excuses that math isn't my favorite subject or I can do good in all of the other subjects except for biology or something like that. No, your goal is, as a student, whatever coursework is being given to you, you are able to perform well in that. Now, an upward trajectory is something that is acceptable, which means that, let's say a student gets 80% in Class 9, slowly building up like 85 in Class 10, 90 in 11, 92, 93 in Class 12, that is okay. But if you show a downward trajectory, that's going to be a red flag in your profile. If you're maintaining something that is at a great level, somewhere in like, I want to say 85 to 95, that's a good range to be in as well. Now, again, all of these numbers that I'm telling you reflect if your aim is to get into a top college. I'm not saying that someone who has maybe like a 60 or 70% score cannot get in anywhere. Of course, it is possible to get into some mid-tier universities, but if your aim is something like Harvard University, Cornell University, then you have to be the top, the best of the best, which means number one, focusing on your academics. Now, other than academics, the one large area that I want Class 9 students to focus on is activity and profile building. This is the perfect time to see what you actually like, what you don't like, and try new things. Because you have the rest of your high school ahead in front of you, you can get involved in different type of activities, new activities, to see where your interest genuinely lies. The one thing I do not want you doing is piling up all of your activities in like Class 12, because then everything is just for the sake of college applications and it shows that you aren't or were not genuinely passionate about doing something particular. If you start from Class 9 onwards and build each year, it shows that you're able to sustain an activity for a long time. It also shows dedication, motivation, as well as discipline in you as a student. Some examples of these activities can include things like joining a club in your school, starting a club if there isn't one available, getting involved in like MUN-based activities that you genuinely want to, explore your interest in. Maybe if someone is interested in biology, they, start doing science exhibitions, science fairs, get involved in a little bit of like research. And all of this is to say that you're trying to figure out what you actually like. I'm not saying that every single activity that you're going to do is something you need to carry forward up until grade 12, but this is a good place to explore and see what fits you the best. Now, two things I want to address here is, number one, if your school doesn't have or provide the facility for a specific activity, that shouldn't stop you from exploring other ways or resources to get involved. There are so many outlets available online Some of them, or even most of them, are free for high school students because they just genuinely want you guys to learn. So explore other areas, get out of your comfort zone, because not everything is going to be handed to you right at school. The second thing I want to point out is not every single activity needs to showcase your leadership skills. Yes, you can like be a founder of a school club, but that should just be like 1 or 2 activities throughout your high school. In class 9, I don't want you being the founder of 5 different clubs and being the CEO and whatnot. Like, it sounds a little unreasonable. Also shows that instead of being in a position to learn, you're just more interested in being at the top. You need to show that you're able to grow into a position. So honestly, just being a member of the club in class 9 is far more valuable and good enough. And let's say you like that position. Let's say you're a member of the robotics club. In class 10, you become like a team leader. In class 11, you become a supervisor. And then class 12, you become the president. That trajectory of upward movement is something that colleges value tremendously. Coming to academic excellence and understanding where your interest generally lies. Now, I already addressed this, that you should be aiming at performing best in your academics, in your school, whatever those exams include. Other than that, it's also a good idea to see what kind of subjects you are interested in. Maybe you lean a little bit more towards science of like biology and chemistry and less towards physics and math. Or you really like English and history and not really the science subjects. These are good ways to see where your interest lies, but along with your interest, where your aptitude lies, which means along with what you like to do, what are you good at doing? A mixture and combination of both of these things is going to be something that you could potentially major in college. In class 9, there is absolutely no need for you to start doing a college search or start making college lists. That is not needed. At this time, if you can figure out what you see yourself doing in a career and see where your interest lies, that is more than enough. The next point is getting involved in summer activities. In class 9 onwards, I want you to get in the habit of doing something productive each summer. The reason I say this is the last 2 summers, which is your summer of grade 10 and summer of grade 11, you may need to actually write an essay about these summers. What did you do? What activity did you get involved in? What did you learn? So although class 9 summer may not be important, you can use it as like a practice summer to maybe get involved in like a part-time internship, even a full-time internship if that's something you have the time to do. Do something productive like join a boot camp. The summer research bootcamp by Incognito Blueprints, perfect place to start. Or you can even just volunteer full-time at a specific place near your house. All of this kind of helps you build your organization and time management skills, and you'll be better prepared for the next few summers of high school. Now, when I say internship, I don't mean you getting paid for a full-time job. Because you're in class 9, something as simple as shadowing someone whose career and profession you are genuinely interested in is also the right way to go. Let's say you want to become a doctor, you can maybe get connected with family and friends and see if there are some physicians and hospitals you can just shadow and spend some time, maybe 2 or 3 days a week, to see what kind of work they do and ask questions and learn along the way. The same thing goes for other fields, maybe software engineers or scientists. Just go to their workplace to see what they're actually doing, what their career looks like, and ask questions. Just tuning into your curiosity and bringing out all of like this weird questions and trying out things is the perfect place, and class 9 is a great idea to do that in. And lastly, we're going to talk about academic support and test preparation. What I mean by this is I want you guys to be mentally prepared that over the next few years, you're going to be taking a lot of competitive tests. In addition to maybe the SAT or the ACT, you will also be writing AP exams. Now, AP exams are optional, but again, if you're aiming at top colleges, you need to be mentally prepared to write anywhere between, I want to say, 10 to 20 AP exams. So right now, getting in the zone that from class 9 onwards, I have to put in time to organize myself, time academically to perform well in school, plus all of these standardized tests, plus all of these AP exams, is the mindset that you need to mentally prepare yourself to be in. You being mentally prepared is one thing. On the other hand, you also need to take the responsibility to make sure that your parents are on board with this. All of these tests, the standardized test, AP exams, English proficiency exam, cost money. In fact, each AP exam cost thousands of rupees, and you need to let your parents know that this is what they are in for. So let them know that you're seriously considering this. When they see that you're preparing for all of these things for something that you will probably need in class 12, they will be on board, I'm very sure. But giving them a heads up now itself is something that'll be very helpful for you, so that when you're ultimately deciding and applying to colleges in class 11, beginning of class 12, it isn't a shock to them and you have them as a support system on your side. Alright, that's all that I had for this video. If you guys are watching till this point, I have a very weird question for you. So I'm pretty sure that most of the people watching are in class 9. What is your favorite after school activity in class 9? When I was in class 9, it used to be like going outside and playing. I would come home, eat something, and then just head outside to play, like basketball, or I'd have like tennis classes, some sort of like after school personal activity. I want to know what like kids these days do. Do you guys play video games? Do you guys watch YouTube, Netflix? Put that in the comments below. It's gonna be fun to read everything through, right? That's all that I had for this one. Like the video. Let's, get the likes up, because it really genuinely motivates me to make more videos like this. I want to, make the video for class 10, 11, 12, and even possibly for undergrad students. So this entire series is going to be valuable for so many years, not just you guys that are watching right now. So, continue to do that and subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.